What's going on? I hope you're having a great day today. Today I'm going to show you everything you didn't know you could do with loadouts, and I guarantee you're going to find out a few things that you didn't know were possible inside the loadout systems and even the different types of loadouts they have in the game. We're going to start with items because you got to have a handle on your items. That's the most important loadouts that really are in the game. Maybe the second, we'll see. So we'll start with my first, what I have in my box right now or my item pouch right now. So this is my farming loadout. So you see I have a couple things on here we'll say that I don't want. So I can go in my loadout, I can select that, I can get rid of it from my loadout, right? And then I can go down, whatever your key is for you. For me, it's right thumbstick. I can switch to my item box and I can put things back. So for example, I've only got 6 of the poop pods in there. I might want all of the poop pods in there. So that way I can pick up poop and then craft it later, right? So it's not auto crafting in my inventory. Same with why I have mega potions on my farming loadout. I have null berries on my farming loadout. I have herbal medicine on my loadout. I have potions full on my loadout. And that's because when I grab honey, I don't want to craft megas automatically. I want to just put honey in my box because honey is used for other things. And I don't want to just automatically craft potions when I grab herbs. So that's why I have these items on my farming loadout and I'm not just running a bare empty loadout. You could run a bare empty loadout and then by the time you get 10, you'll be gathering the ingredients anyway. But that's the thought process behind that. Now, once I have this loadout set up to what I want, it's important that you organize the top item pouch here because this is the way it displays inside of your item bar on the bottom right of your screen when you're cycling through items. So you want to make sure that these items are in an order that you understand and that you can find something quickly just in case it's not on one of your radial menu loadouts, which we'll show you in a second. So if you wanted to move, say, my potions to the second slot, I'm going to go over there. For me, it's square, but you select whatever it tells you on the bottom of your screen as an input. It'll let you move that potion all the way anywhere you want to move it, right? However, if you want to stack it like it is on the other side when you select it, it'll give you another prompt where it says switch cursor direction. That's how you put it on top of something, and that might make it so that when you're cycling through the item bar on the right, there's less items for you to cycle through on that immediate bar. But I don't want that. I want to put them back down here. So we're going to tab it over and we're going to put it right there in the front because I always like my mega potions on the first. Now, once you have your item bar set up, you have the items in the pouch that you want, you can hit your thumbstick in or whatever the key prompt is for manage loadouts. And then you can go in there and you can hit your sub menu button on a blank one or a used one. And you can register that loadout and it'll either overwrite it or put one in place for you. And then you can hit your sub menu button again, whatever that prompt is for you, and you can rename that. So I have a farming loadout. We'll go over my light loadout. This is kind of like early game hunting loadout. So we'll open this up. And you can actually, right from your manage loadouts, you can actually check your loadout, go over here and look at things. So you see I've got the mega potions, obviously. I have antidotes. I have null berries. So antidotes for poison, null berries for blights. I have wild jerky. That's to stop bleeding. Gives me a little bit of natural healing. I have dung pods. I have flash pods. I got trank bombs, shock traps, pitfalls. I've got 10 honey and 10 potions so that when I go to use a potion and I don't have a mega, it'll auto craft one and then I just have to use it again to actually use it. We'll change those items later and I'm actually missing an item in here, so we'll go and add it and I'll show you what I'm missing. Missing my lure pods. So I want to have lure pods in here. It put it in the wrong spot, so I'm going to go up here. I'm going to move the lure pods over to with my pods. Then I'm going to hit whatever prompt it is for you, but open manage loadouts, and I'm going to register this loadout. You'll see now the lure pods show up on the right side inside the loadout where I put them. So that's just how you do that. This is, like I said, my early game one. You don't have a lot of items. Well done stakes necessary, a couple traps, trank bombs if you're going to capture and shorten your hunts, and a little bit of status removal with pretty much all the healing that I can throw on there early game. And then we have our mid-level one. So if we open that one out and we check our loadout, you see we got the mega potions, full antidotes, full null berries. You could probably make an argument to switch your antidotes to herbal medicine and just carry 5 with you, but I find poison gets applied pretty quickly in this game, so you might want to run 10 antidote and 10 blue mushrooms so that you can just craft those herbals and you'll have 10 of them. Fills up an extra slot, but might be worthwhile. Still have my wild jerky. You could make an argument to switch that out with the sunfish scales, which I'll show you on my heavy build. And then we got flash pods, luring pods, dung pods, all the basic stuff. Craft more heals on here. And on this one, you'll see I have some buffs. So I've got might seeds and adamant seeds. It's a 3-minute buff. I find most of the hunts are lasting around 10 minutes. That means you're only really using 3 of those to get the extra damage and defense that you're needing. in the entire hunt. And those are a quick snap to eat. And then in my heavy, I run the full buff out setup. So that's pretty much all I need for that loadout. And then we'll go to my heavy loadout and we'll check this one out. So you see I've got 2 max potions. Those are quick full heals if I need them. We've got 10 mega potions. I got 2 dust of life. So if I'm fighting with a group of people and I see somebody getting close, might eat up one of my feints, I can toss that out real quick. Nullberry, I do have the herbal medicine on this one. I do have the sunfish scales on there, but just because those 2 items are a little bit quicker and a little bit better for those things, or those statuses. Got the dung pods, always have those on there. I don't run the large dung pods because usually I'm fighting those guys in a group anyway, just for the extra challenge. Luring pods are necessity. Flash pods, got my traps, got barrel bombs for if something goes to sleep. I've got my full buff system, so mega armor skin, adamant, and hard shell powders all stack. If you have the regular armor skin, it doesn't stack with the mega. If you have the regular demon drug, it doesn't stack with the mega, but it will stack with the seeds and the powders. So just bear that in mind. Run with my cool drinks and my hot drinks on my bar. Space to make a little bit more in there. But that's just because I don't want to deal with the struggle of, oh crap, I forgot to pick up a chill shroom. So that's pretty much all I run for loadouts. The only difference for the heavy one that you could make is late game. I would probably switch this out with 10 Mandragora and 10 immunizers. So that way I could just make 10 more max potions. So that way I have 10 full heals that are quick and 10 full heals that are like a little bit slow and got a drink for. So that's pretty much all there is to loadouts here. The only other part here is that if you are running a ranged weapon, each loadout comes with an ammo pouch that you can adjust as well. So we go here, go to your ammo pouch, put on whatever ammo that works for the bow gun that you're using or whatever coatings that work for the bow that you're using. And whenever you save that loadout or register that loadout in your item pouch, it will register that ammo pouch with that loadout. So just bear that in mind. So now we're going to go to the radial menus. That's another thing that you can customize. Now you see I don't have the corner ones used. I actually don't like the corner ones because if you have the corner ones equipped, you have to like cycle over to the left using the next down button. So if I wanted to go over to this left one, I don't hit both these buttons. I would hit this button to drag it over. I hope I explained that right, but it just doesn't foos well with me. So I just don't have it set up. But you can register loadouts too. I will show you this loadout right here, this one, because this is kind of like you should have these basic items on your main loadout. So that's your whetstone. You're always going to need access to it unless you're using the whetstone from the fish, which is quicker and does it a little bit faster, but you have to farm those. So I don't have those on the bar. Optimal status recovery is just game changing for a perk. And if you're wondering where that is, you go all the way over to the right. Yeah, so optimal health recovery, that's a little finicky sometimes because you're using sometimes your base ingredients that are for crafting to heal with instead of using your heals, which I guess there could be something said to saving ingredients there. But the optimal status recovery, that's game changer. That means like if you're bleeding, it throws the sunfish scale in there or the Esther jerky. If you are poisoned, it'll throw your herbal medicine or your antidote as an option. If you're blighted, it'll throw the nullberry there. If your status effect like the webbing or the stench from Kangolala, it'll throw the deodorant there. So that's a really good thing to have on there. I always have my pods on my main bar because you're using, at least these 3 are the important ones. Both my gillies because those are used, and I do have a dust of life. Like I said, if I'm fighting with a group of people and I want to pop that out real quick, that's a good bar to have it on. So I have that on my action bar just right away. Access. I do have another loadout with essentials and my trapping. So this is kind of all your stationary items like your pop-up tent, barbecue, fishing, endemic life capture, and then my trapping stuff and bombing, which I kind of combine. And then I have a whole set just for buffs. And bear in mind, I only use 9 of the slots. You can have 12 on each one of these radio menus. So that's a total of 48 between 4 radio menus. So you don't need to go too super crazy with the corner menus unless you really want to. And then I just have one for communication. So I put my signal on here. That's if I cut a tail off and no one sees me. I can signal, it'll put a ping out on my map and let people know where I'm at. My fire SOS, a little bit of a pose, hang on a minute if I'm trying to barrel bomb something, and then just a couple other, sticker communications. If you want to change anything on these, you just click on it, you go over, you add whatever item you want, and then when you add an item, and you want to add another one, if you're highlighting it, it will replace it. If it's a yellow line, it'll add a slot to that line. So just keep that in mind for when you're doing your radio menus. And again, you can manage loadouts with your radial menus. So if I want to set up a different buffing system for my late game versus my early game hunts, I can come in here, set it up, select that loadout. It'll put it wherever I want it and overwrite it. And then if I wanted to get rid of it, I would just open up my sub menu and delete that loadout, and it gets rid of that. So that's what there is for the radial menu loadouts. So now, actually, I don't know why I got out of the tent, because we're actually going to go back in there. We're going to go to our equipment. So you can set up equipment, and you can go to your manage loadouts, and you can save those as loadouts. So right now, I'm wearing my gathering loadout. This gives me Honey Hunter level 3, gives me Botanist level 4, gives me Geologist level 3, which means I'm gathering the most items I can as this. And I can save this as a loadout, so when I need to go out and farm, I grab my farming loadout for the items, I grab my farming loadout for my equipment, I just run around the map for 30-40 minutes, picking up all the items I can, dropping them off on tents. And you do the same thing, you manage your loadouts, you come in, you hit your sub menu, and you can register your loadouts. So now we're going to open up my regular loadout. So using this loadout, I'm going to put my regular loadout on, and we're going to come over, and I don't know if you know this, but you can change the appearance of your equipment. Now, obviously, once you get to high rank, all of your equipment can be layered equipment, but there's a couple different things you can do here. So you still have the use loadout button, where you can go and I can change all my armor to white, for example, because that's a preset loadout I have on pigments. But while you're making these, you can actually come over and use your sub menu, and you can change all of pigment 1 at once. So what this is going to do is it's going to change the whole left row. So say we wanted to just be the most bright character you could have, right? I can change that, and then I can hit sub menu again, go to pigment 2, and I can go reselect that, and now I am the most teal of teals that you can have. And then I could go use loadout, and I can register this loadout in my register loadout, and then you can open the sub menu and you can call that whatever you want. So just keep in mind that you can do a lot of different things with the loadouts that you probably didn't think about. And the other thing that you can also do, not only your equipment, but your Palico's equipment, he can have loadouts as well. So you can come and go, like, say you're going to fight something that's weak to poison, you could do that. Say you're going to fight something that's weak to blunt, you want to switch it over, you can do that. And then you can also have appearance loadouts for his equipment as well. So say you wanted to change his armor to white, boop, you can change his armor to white or whatever layout you want. So I just wanted to pass that along because I didn't realize there was all these different types of loadouts at first that would make things easier, and I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that there were all these extra loadouts so that way you can carry them. If you guys found this helpful, leave a like, subscribe, come back, watch another video.